All right, differentiator number 7, make lifetime brand ambassadors. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, if you're going to spend 500 to 1,000 man hours to get a deal done, don't you want that seller to say nice things about you after this is done? It'd be a horrible thing if they didn't like you and you weren't friends. So how do the best of the best make sure that these folks, when the deal is done, they sing praises for decades after the fact that help attract more deals? Well, number 1, they identify the source of the greatest threat, and that's always due diligence. This is 90 days of pure HELL for the seller. And if you go out of your way, or if you're negligent and make that harder than it has to be, the seller's going to remember. They're going to remember, and they're not going to be too excited about that. So what I see the best of the best doing here is that, like I said, they acknowledge the source of the threat. They mobilize their team internally as a buying group to say, how are we going to solve for this? They use technology through data room, third-party sources to make sure that they create max efficiency. They set high standards of excellence within their people to make sure that they don't ask the seller for redundant information requests. Of course, there's going to be a million information requests, but they don't ask the same thing. They don't have to. And they never have unforced errors. And in doing so, they get through the deal faster. The seller is not exhausted at the end of it, and they're ready to go recommend. And so you think about it this way. And what's the effect of that? You get through that on the other side of that. You start developing these referral sources of which you can use in this way. Let's just say that you've got an offer in to buy a company down the road. There's 5 other offers and other buyers at the table. Your closing argument becomes this and said, hey, in my letter of intent here, it says we're going to close in 90 days. My suggestion is, why don't you go call our last 3 sellers that we did and ask them, did we do what we said we were going to do? And get their feedback. And my guess is that if you've created those brand ambassadors, you have a huge differentiation point. That even if you're not even the highest offer, when the seller starts thinking about execution risks and like, where do I want to hitch my wagon to? You got to be that guy. And if you can provide those testimonials and if you can have those brand ambassadors to bring in to help close future deals, you are differentiating yourself from pretty much everybody. And that's how the winning gets done.